All right, last topic of the night, but luckily it's a little bit of a long one. Ye and Sneo spoke to Piers Morgan. I watched a few clips of this, and this is the most childish I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know why Piers Morgan puts up with this. I guess he's just like hungry for the views, but this does a million every day. I don't even, bro. I wouldn't even waste my time talking to Kanye West. It's an unserious conversation, but whatever, bro. We're gonna
made global headlines for anti-Semitic outbursts. Most outrageously, he tweeted that he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. It was a heated interview. It was a long interview. I held him to account. I told him his remarks were offensive. He caused many people a lot of pain. He gave me some back, of course. He called me a Karen. Fair enough, I can take it. At least we had a mostly grown-up conversation. These constant tirades, against Jewish people.
Have you felt my pain yet? You haven't felt my pain. You don't want to feel my pain.
Well, no, hang
you don't
on.
hold You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
Do you believe that you have any form of mental illness?
I believe that I suffered from exhaustion. I suffered from being lied to constantly by the people around me, by my management, by my ex-wife.
Do you still love Kim?
I absolutely I'll love her for life.
That interview lasted 2 hours in the end. We covered a lot of ground. There were moments of tension and moments, I think, of mutual understanding. Yeah, he got up and walked off at one point, but he had to think about what he wanted to say, and then he came back and he said it.
And we'll have the top lawyers like a Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian level legal team, looking at all of these contracts together. After that moment happens, then I will say, I'm sorry.
Okay, if that's your position, that's clear.
Interview adjourned. Love you.
Yeah, thanks for sitting back down. I'll change the subject now. Obviously, I have no idea what's going on in this guy's head, and he's unquestionably a genius artist with a global fan base and massive talent. He's lived most of his life under the microscope of intense fame, and that pressure alone can make people behave very oddly. Back then, I was trying to understand if Ye had any regret or remorse for what could have been a relatively isolated incident or some kind of episode. I wanted to know if he understood there are consequences for his words and whether he was genuinely a racist. What we now know is just the tip of the iceberg. As far as the watching public is concerned, Ye has spiraled in both his personal life and his business life. Most recently, he's taken to posting endless, outrageous anti-Semitic slurs on X. He frequently professes his great love for Adolf Hitler. He poses in swastikas and KKK costumes. He says things like Jews were better as slaves and they should be whipped. We all know this because X has allowed him to carry on doing it to his 33 million followers.
Bro, I didn't even know he said that, bro. I didn't even know he... What is it, bro? Like, bro, whatever. We're going to keep...
I've argued for a long time, his account should be shut down. It should be stopped. That's my opinion. I believe passionately in free speech and I detest censorship because I believe in the importance of sharing honestly held opinions in a democracy. But posting endless, vile, anti-Semitic insults, encouraging violence against Jewish people in these unhinged tirades on a privately owned platform has got nothing to do with free speech. I invited him back onto Uncensored because at least on my show, I can call him out for what he's been doing and put myself in between the 33 million followers who see his post without any challenge whatsoever. Our producer spotted that he was in Spain with his friend Sneo, and we invited both of them on for an interview. They very quickly agreed, and Sneo spent several days talking about it, but they mucked us around, a significant expense, both in time and money, to me, my crew in Spain, and my team here in London. More importantly, he didn't turn up yesterday and said wanted to do it today. So it seemed to me then it might all just be a stunt. But I went ahead and said, okay, we'll have another go today. Ye told Sneo not to be offended if he stormed off very shortly before today's interview started. You can judge for yourself how it went and whether Ye has any respect or, frankly, any marbles. I'm not a shrink. But if you're so delusional or fragile you don't expect a journalist to ask you questions about your publicly stated love of Hitler, you should probably talk to somebody other than me. What followed, frankly, was a farce.
I'm getting you multi-tracks right now. I'm about to step in this interview, but I can hop back on in about whenever it's done. That nuance right there, it's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
What do you respect? What are you talking about?
We have.
Bro, what does it, bro? This nigga just be, bro, Ye just be saying anything, bro. Is it the nitrous, bro? What is going on, bro? And then just Sneo just sitting there.
I have to admit, this is somewhat entertaining. You know, this is going to be laughed at by many people.
What's entertaining?
That was funny.
Ye West is rarely out of the headlines at the moment. It's fair to say the headlines are equally rarely positive. The rapper, producer, and fashion designer is currently working on a new album. Several new tracks were previewed on a recent live stream.
Hold up.
With his friend Sneo. And both Sneo and Ye join me now. Well, welcome to Uncensored. Ye, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, you know, the whole drop the slave name idea.
Okay, so we just call you Ye, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, look, when I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this. How would you say your life is at the moment?
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah. Your life is good?
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is.
This is such an ignorant, like, bro, you too old to be acting like this, bro. You were on an interview with a journalist. Like, bro, like, Ye thinks this is, like, he thinks this type of stuff is like an ego play because Piers is like an upper class, you know, preppy kind of pomp white guy. And he's got the British accent. So Ye thinks, like, if he can, like, sun him. And it's like, you don't look like a boss. You look crazy. You look childish. Bro, like, look at the view. The funny thing is, Ye is capable of a far more articulate answer, but he does bullshit like this. Bro, what is, bro? He too old to be doing this, bro.
Judge me by the view.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use of...
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked, you know, by the banks. That's the best way to put it, being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view is, you know, that's the win. So I think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is that I watch what you put out on X. You've got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't help them out. You know they.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, you know, dude trying to sub. You know, I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or
What the fuck is he, bro? He literally sits there and talks about the fact, bro. Piers Morgan is stating how many followers you have to emphasize the fact that you are reaching a lot of people. Ye attempts to use this, and I don't even think Ye believes this. He attempts to use this as like a, why are you taking inches off my dick? Why are you trying to act like... Do you actually believe Piers Morgan listens to Kanye West? Let's speak honestly about this. He might listen to Stronger once every 5 years. He might listen to... I don't know. Like, bro, what? I don't think Piers Morgan listens to Kanye West, frankly. If he does listen to rap, I don't think he listens to Kanye West. I just don't. I don't know why Ye wants Piers Morgan to bow before him, so just do the interview. God damn.
Graduations or at funerals or when your child was born. You know, you take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just, like, that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
What do you respect? What are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's 30. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
You said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No.
I still don't believe Piers Morgan listens to Kanye West.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay. Where's he gone, Sneeko?
That's it for Ye. But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
I think he's going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like he got upset about the...
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers.
Bro, Piers basically said, bro, I don't give a fuck about you. Sneeko said, hello, Piers, nice to meet you. He said, where's Ye? Where's your ball? Where's Ye? Shut up. Where's he? He actually, like, little bro Sneeko. All the glazing he did only to get disrespected by Ye. And then Sneeko's like, great to meet you. He's like, where's Ye? Where's Ye? Where's your boss?
I mean, life is a video game, is it?
No, I just wondered what the point of this exercise was. Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. You know his name is Ye. This is very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting those two things, under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday. But, I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
What the fuck is this nigga talk? Bro, Sneeko just be saying, bro, this nigga's an actual, like, I really believe if you grab Sneeko by the top of his head and lift, it's just gonna pop open. And you could just throw anything in there. Capri Sun, rocks, pencil, not pencils, he's not, anything. You could throw pizza, chicken nuggets, anything in there. And you close it, shake it up a little bit, and he just on bullshit. He just be, bro, whatever he thinks benefits him or whatever little vibe he's on, he just, bro, he knows it's stupid. He's stumbling over his words. Why would you say that you everyone knows how many followers Ye? No, bro, I don't know how many. I would assume it's in the millions, but I don't know how many followers Ye got, nigga. Come on. And I call Kanye West all the time. Everyone does. He's only been Ye for like 3 years. Like that, all of a sudden, the last 20-something years don't mean anything? Okay. Sneeko's a literal cocksucker. Like, you can see the just the liquid. Insane.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter following count wrong by 1 million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you will now. You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, it is. I was.
This is the most nigga shit I have ever, bro. This is just niggatry, bro. What the? And you know what's crazy is Piers Morgan really does his homework. He called him out like a dad. I saw what you did on stream. I saw what you was doing on stream. What you this nigga said? You was laughing on stream, right? It was funny, right? Yo, this is entertainment, bro. This is and Ye just leaves Sneeko there to just like defend bullshit. Oh, bro.
Was ready for the interview yesterday too. My time is important as well. Regardless if it was wasted, we have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. You know, this is going to be laughed at by many people.
What's entertaining?
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah.
Hey, that moment of silence right there. Look at this shit. Yo, hold on, chat.
Funny.
Yeah.
Bro, Sneeko is a little ass kid, bro. Sneeko really a little ass kid, bro. This nigga talking about it's so funny. Yeah, like I would have been like, look, Piers, like I really wish it could have gone better. You know, it's unfortunate. Love to speak to you some other time. How's the family? What'd you eat for breakfast? Trying to network, cause Ye on bullshit. What Ye just did negatively impacts Sneeko. I would have been trying to like, hey, look, bro, like I fuck with you. I'm really, you know what I'm saying, what you vibing with, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause for a minute there, it looked like Piers wasn't gonna say shit to him. It would look like Piers was like, look, little nigga, where's your boss? Like, if it's just gonna be you, we can just wrap it up. He actually starts entertaining Sneeko, and Sneeko just slurping it up, slurp, 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 can't stop himself. That moment of silence, right? But hold on, let's play this back, chat. This shit is too funny.
Right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah. Out of interest,
Viewer subjective.
Out of interest, what do you do with him?
I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming out here. I'm editing, and I work on things behind the scenes, some inspiration for art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let me ask you the questions I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going to answer questions on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to because he's not there.
Questions on his behalf.
He's not there.
What's that? What's that?
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that? Out of interest.
I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision while
I'm asking you why you're happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
You tried to get him censored on X. And here you are on the days we're going to release this song doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules, and yet he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it, whereas millions of other accounts get suspended for far less offences. So I was going to ask him directly, which is why I mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf Hitler. And then I'm curious about, given he's not there, can't answer these questions, what your association is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people consider to be an anti-Semite.
I think I just answered this question. And these are good questions. I think I just answered half of
We haven't
that
answered
one.
the question, though, have you?
But, I mean, if I did, you said, what are you doing out here? And I said, I'm doing films and I'm recording behind the scenes and I'm streaming and I'm editing and helping fulfill his vision.
Have you been helping him with the track Heil Hitler?
No, I don't. I'm not a music guy. And if you wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct, then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was something intentional that you knew what you were doing.
So I got the size of his dick wrong. Is that what you say?
Well, if you know everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneeko. Honestly, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneeko. And I'm just curious how you, Sneeko, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself
You asked that question
with somebody who...
Bro, this is a grown nigga this is a grown ass man conversation. Like, Piers, like, the thing is, Sneeko too old to be doing this. He's 26, bro. If I'm 24, I remember Sneeko was like 24 like 2 years ago, but he 26 doing bullshit, bro. 26 talking to a grown man like this. If you just didn't suck my master's dick, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Like, what? Who taught, like, bro, who does this, bro? Grown nigga, bro, like, Sneeko too old to be doing this shit, bro. Not even Nick Fuentes be doing shit like this. Sneeko too old, bro. Like, but nigga too old to be doing.
Seems to worship.
Pause.
Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
No, we worship God. There's a...
No, he worships Adolf Hitler.
I'm here promoting this. We could talk about how pathetic it is that
Adolf Hitler.
That you were essentially working for Israel up until a couple months ago and promoting
when was I working for Israel?
Like genocide and not pushing back.
When was I working for Israel?
If it's pathetic to make films behind the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist.
Well, he certainly was.
You point the finger at you.
He certainly was a great. He was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler, embraces Nazism, uses swastikas, slogans.
I'm pretty sure he says he loves everyone.
To sell his merchandise. I'm not going to speak for him. And has a new record out called Heil Hitler. So forgive me if I don't currently see him as one of the world's great artists. Everything you're saying in this question is incorrect. Yeah, but I don't see him.
Everything you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Sorry?
The song isn't out. The song isn't out for one. And two, he says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves everybody. But
so when he says, let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves. You have to put your Jews in their place and make them into your slaves. You then said make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can, whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneeko?
I think I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip anybody.
You think it's funny, do you? Whipping Jews?
Slavery.
Using Jews as slaves? You think that's funny?
I think the context of that is funny, yeah.
What's the humour?
I'm missing any sense of humor.
I'm missing the humour. What's the humour?
Do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you, about whipping Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke because I've been here for a couple weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really? So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet, that's a joke.
He really has.
Yeah.
Really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing that he's the greatest living artist right now.
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left. So you're going to have to be accountable for him. Unless you want to walk away too.
Accountable? What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
coward. Well, you can ask questions.
Too.
If you have questions for me, then I'll feel free to answer those.
Question for you. Why is your mate Ye?
Is this whole thing going to be interrupting, or is this whole thing just going to be interrupting? Or do you want me to speak at all?
You're sounding like Andrew Tate Light, like his annoying little younger brother we never knew about. Okay, doesn't work with me. Okay.
Yo, he actually did him in a yo. Your disrespect is crazy, Sneeko. You gotta crash. Sneeko, you gotta reach through the screen and beat this nigga ass. Sneeko, you gotta find a plane. You gotta like grab onto the wing of a plane and fly to London. No parachute. Land into the studio and elbow drop. You gotta crash. Hey, bro, a nigga say this, you gotta crash out immediately. I'm not talking about this internet version. I mean, you really gotta crash. Like, you gotta go to jail. You gotta go to jail. Hey, they gotta be taking Sneeko out the Piers Morgan Uncensored studio like this. Not even hands behind the back, hands in front like he a slave. He gotta be, hey, yo, this is crazy work. He said, you're Andrew Tate's little mini-me. Like, yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Piers, like, actually, like, hit him with a knockout blow. That was disrespectful. That is crazy work.
You set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Okay,
that
your team asked me to do this. If you want to be Netanyahu light on TV,
but given you want to make, given
if you want to be Dave Portnoy with the suit,
it's fine.
Then sure. If you want to do ad hominem attacks, then why invite someone on your show? I set this up because your team asked me to do it. I did everything that I could. If I knew that this would, I'm not here wasting your time. You're angry at me for setting up an interview that you wanted. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer those.
Here's
if you
my
want
question.
to keep doing insults, there's no point in me being here.
Why did Jay stand up like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him difficult questions?
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. But
really?
Thank you for
Even though
having
you
me.
set up the interview with him
another time, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
thank
tell
you.
him from me he's a sniveling little coward. And he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper. That's what I would have asked him if he'd had the balls to sit there and take the questions. And there you are, proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck to you, Sneeko.
Sneeko is one of those people that's like empty. You ever looked at someone and you just like you can't see it in his eyes, but you can kind of see it in the body language and you can hear it in the voice. There's some people you look in their eyes and you say, there's nothing going on. Now there's violent types of that, and then there's just like, oh, you're just kind of vibing. Sneeko's dangerous. Sneeko's one of those people where nothing is going on inside and the shit that comes out is dangerous. Look at Sneeko's body language right here. I don't mean to sound like a eugenicist, but he just looks like an empty-minded, like, he just looks like, you know, given everything he said, it just looks like nothing's going on in there. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I hate to say it, but like, Sneeko is one of those people where there's nothing going on inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, normally, like, you know, like your Andrew Tates, they're worse because, like, you can tell there's someone's home in Andrew Tate's head. But with Sneeko, I mean, bro, this nigga is just floating throughout space. Just floating, bro. He has no idea what he's doing. Like, I mean, it's scary, bro. Like, Sneeko's one of those soulless, like, people, bro, that just be like, just on autopilot, bro. Just whatever Ye tells him to do, he'll do. Like, bro, like, he doesn't think for himself. He had a moment of like realization, but that clout, bro. Ye came in and invited him back, and that clout got a hold of him, but that clout got to him, bro. I'm telling you, the clout got to him. You feel me? The clout got to him, bro. Sneeko, like 2 weeks ago, was like, guys, I've changed my life. I'm no longer doing the bullshit. And now he's back on bullshit. He was hanging out with Ye and Fuentes. And it's funny because he was like, Ye put out a song called Heil Hitler. And Sneeko was like, it's not even out yet. That song's not even out yet. Bro, everyone's heard the song. It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter. You can see Nick Fuentes literally sitting in the room with the song playing. Like, bro, like, what are we talking about, bro? I'm literally, bro, like, the song is playing and, bro, they're in the room bobbing their heads to it. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Sneeko really is an airhead, bro. Like, Sneeko's one of those people who's missing a part of his brain, bro. Like, the most important part. The most important part. It's possible that if Sneeko actually made an attempt to stop, it's possible he might get his platform back, but he can't do it. He's steady on bullshit. Can't stop, bro. Can't stop, won't stop. That's his problem. Always doing bullshit. I don't know what his problem is, bro, but this that shit we be talking about, bro. Always doing bullshit, always on bullshit. He never thinks for himself. It's always about clout. It's always about trying to elevate himself to the next level of success. And the reality is, like, Sneeko can't do it alone. Sneeko's one of the most dangerous, like, y'all will never really understand this because you're not content creators, but Sneeko's one of the most dangerous kinds of content creators to have a relationship with. And I'm going to tell you why. And by relationship, I mean just to vibe out with, right? To work with. The reason why Sneeko's the worst kind of content creator to like work with in this industry is because he can't survive without saying bullshit. he's not entertaining on his own. Like, it don't matter where you throw. You could take a villain like Nick Fuentes. He's entertaining enough to where, like, there's really nothing you can, like, he doesn't need you. He doesn't need friends. He doesn't need collaborators. He's always going to have an audience. Sneeko the worst type. Sneeko will double, triple, quadruple cross your ass, betray you, do all type of bullshit to you. Because he cannot survive on his own. That's why you see Sneeko sucking up to Andrew Tate, sucking up to Fresh and Fit, sucking up to Ye, sucking up to Fuentes. Because he on his own cannot succeed, bro. Those introspective videos he used to do, that shit is over with. I don't know if he's ever going to do it ever again. And it's crazy how somebody that introspective cannot see the problem with what he's doing. But I'm going to tell you what it is. It's that motherfucking career, bro. A lot of y'all don't realize, bro, never, ever, 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 when you're chasing a career in entertainment or whatever, never build a relationship with someone who's untalented. Because it will triple, double, quadruple cross your ass to get to the next level because they can't do it alone.